بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the help of Allah, we began a brief commentary of Quran. We got to chapter Nisa, the fourth chapter of Quran, which is revealed in Medina. It has 176 verses. Please listen to verse 130.
وَإِن يَتَفَرَّقَا يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِّن سَعَتِهِ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ وَاسِعًا حَكِيمًا.
And if they separate, Allah will render them both free from want out of His ampleness. And Allah is ample, giving, wise. In previous verse, Allah advised the men not to leave their wives hanging or in suspense, either to live with them in a good way or divorce them. Sometimes we make a mistake and we think if we leave the wife just like that, hanging or in suspense, she is coming to forgive her dowry. We must understand that if we oppress her until she forgives her dowry to get divorced, it is forbidden. We cannot do such a thing, and it is not allowed in Islam. Either husband should live with her wife in a good way, with good moral, or divorce her. In this verse, Allah says, you should know that even if you reach to the level that you will understand you are not able to live with each other in a good way, you must not worry about the expenses that you are going to have after marriage. Definitely, it is especially or mainly this verse is talking to the women. If they know that they cannot live with the husband, they should not say, okay, we are waiting because financially we have no money. Life and marriage is the one that we should be able to handle it. If we know we cannot handle it, it is hurting ourselves and hurting our partner. Although the divorce in Islam is condemned and it is something that Allah doesn't like it, but there are some situations that we say divorce is better than living or such a continuing the marriage. Allah says, if you cannot live to each other and you want to get divorced, you must not worry about the sustenance, about the expenses that you are going to have after marriage. Allah is going to help financially. Allah is ample giving. Allah gives a lot, and our sustenance was in the hand of Allah, and today is in the hand of Allah, and tomorrow He is going to give it. Allah has guaranteed to take care of people. There's our sustenance. Either we are in the marriage or one person is divorced. From this verse, Allah wants to say that if it comes to the level that you will understand you cannot live to each other, yes, you can go for divorce. So in Islam, we cannot say all the time divorce is condemned. No, sometimes divorce is better than continuing the marriage, although it is very difficult to understand the situation. We should not jump to the end, which is divorce. Divorce is not the solution. Divorce is the last step when there is no choice, because all the time divorce has its problem. But sometimes its problem is less than the problems that husband and wife have when they are living together. So from this sentence that Allah says, وَإِن يَتَفَرَّغَا, and if they separate, we understand that Islam says, yes, there are some opportunities, some situation that men and wives, women cannot live together and they should go for divorce. And if they go for divorce, then Allah says, you should not be worried about the expenses that you are going to have it after the marriage. وَإِن يَتَفَرَّغَا يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِّن سَعَتِهِ. Allah says, Allah will render them both free from want out of His ampleness. Allah is the one who gives the food, who gives the money, and if you have to go to the divorce, don't be worried about your expenses. There is a major difference between Islam and some other religions, mainly in Christianity, among the Catholic especially, that they say you cannot divorce in any circumstances. Islam says, no, you are allowed, but you must not choose, and you should not choose it as a first step. Because if the husband doesn't want wife in any circumstances, or from the other side, wife doesn't want the husband at all, they try their best to change themselves, but it doesn't work. These husband and wife cannot live together, because the house should be the place of peace and tranquility for both of them, husband and wife. If they fight all together, they should try some days, some months, some years. But after that, if they know that they cannot get along to each other, it is better to separate from each other. And this is the reason that Allah says, yes, it is allowed to get divorced. Otherwise, if they live by force all the time, they are going to suffer, their children are going to suffer. Unfortunately, some husbands especially, they jump to the conclusion and divorce. You should understand that, especially when you have children, the divorce has a very, very side effects on our children. The statistic shows many young people, many men or women, girls, who commit sin or crimes. A high percentage among these criminals are those who are from the children of divorce. Either they are living with single father or single mother or without parents. If it is the case, it means we should understand that the divorce is not a good solution. We should choose this divorce in the time that we have no any other choices. After divorce, still there is a possibility that husband will find a wife that he wanted, and the wife will find a husband that she loves it. Allah wants to say that يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِّن سَعَتِهِ, when Allah says Allah will render them both free from want out of His ampleness. Allah wants to tell the husband and wife, you should not be disappointed because of the problems that you have and you cannot solve your problem. Don't worry, Allah is the one who takes care of the people. Get divorced and Allah is going to help. In chapter Nur, verse 32, Allah says, وَأَنْكِحُ الْأَيَامَ مِنْكُمْ وَالصَّالِحِينَ مِنْ عِبَادِكُمْ وَإِمَائِكُمْ إِنْ يَكُونُوا فُقَرَاءَ يُغْنِهِمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Allah says, go and marry to good women, and even if you have some problem financially, Allah is going to help you. يُغْنِهِمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Allah will make them free from want out of His grace. So one time Allah says, if you have problem financially, go and marry. And one time Allah says, if you have problem in your divorce, get divorced, don't worry. Allah is going to help you financially. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ وَاسِعًا حَكِيمًا. And Allah is ample giving, wise. Allah wants to say that your sustenance is in the hand of God. As God was helping you when you were living together, even if you will be divorced, Allah is the same, and you should not be disappointed. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.